Monster Call stars Louis McDougall, Liam Neeson, Sigourney Weaver, Felicity Jones, and Toby Kebbell, and is a story about a boy named Connor whose mother is terminally ill. And I've been looking forward to this movie for a while now because it looked like, from the trailers alone, it kind of looked like one of those movies that's kind of being like a darker version of Bridge to Terabithia with the whole creature in a boy and a creature kind of movie. And so, and also a little bit of like Pan's Labyrinth. So this one really got me curious because it felt like it was going to be one of those kind of films that was trying to be both a coming-of-age story and a dark fantasy at the same time. And the story involves Connor, where he's dealing with his mother, who's terminally ill and has cancer. And the film deals with him trying to cope with her, and also having to deal with his grandmother, played by Sigourney Weaver, who forces him to live with her, and while he's living with his mother, and his mother is in the hospital. And throughout the film, we see that Connor is dreaming of this creature that he calls, and the creature comes to him. That's this tree-like creature. It kind of looks like a cross between Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy and the Treebeard guy from Two Towers, and he's voiced by Liam Neeson. And so the creature, the monster, basically brings a proposition to Connor by saying that each night he will present him with a story to tell that will pretty much symbolize his life in a way. And I gotta tell you right now, I've seen a lot of films in 2016, and this film did originally come out in 2016, so I'm still counting it as that. I really loved this movie a lot. I really enjoyed the performances, especially from Louis McDougall. I thought he was a fine actor. I think that for one of his first movies that he's been in, I think that this kid has a career going for him. And I also really enjoyed the performances of Liam Neeson as the voice of the monster. I thought his gravelly voice alone really holds the character together, and pretty much the whole movie together. And I even enjoyed the father character played by Toby Kebbell as he's kind of a deadbeat dad at first, but as the film goes along, you see that he's really trying to cope with his son because he's estranged from him because he lives in the United States. And I also really enjoyed Felicity Jones's character, who plays the mother. You know, she was great in Rogue One, and this one you can really see a lot more acting chops that she's given, where she's playing a more reserved role. And so I really enjoyed her performance in this, especially the scenes with her and Connor alone, because you can feel that it really gets the emotions out of me every time I see them every time they were on screen together. And what holds the film for me the most that I love is the symbolizing of the themes that play into the creature's story. So each story that the monster tells Connor about has to deal with basically how Connor is going through in real life. It deals with sorrow, grief, love, and hate, and everything that that he's going through, that he's trying to cope with. The monster is basically there to, in a way, not going to spoil anything, but he's there to pretty much he's there to pretty much bring him closer to reality than what he thinks he is. So I really do. This to me is one of the most beautifully shot films that I've seen of 2016, and especially with a lot of the animated segments, because this film actually blends together animated segments that are very unique and very artistic in a lot of parts. Especially when you see the stories that the monster tells to Connor, you can really see a lot of effort put into the animation they put in, and it's very detailed in how they do it. And it even gets a little, not really graphic, but it gets pretty dark and brutal in a lot of scenes. So that really had me going for it. And what really stands out to me the most is really just the emotional grip that this movie pulls together gets me in almost to tears. Because I'll admit, when he gets like later in the film, it actually gets me on the verge of tears, and the way that the pacing moves at that kind of pace, or the pacing moves at that kind of level, it really puts together that kind of artistic but also emotional feel that you would expect in this kind of film that's trying to pull you together all kinds of events that are stringed together with what the monster is saying of what the monster is telling to Connor. So I have little or no flaws this film, and I would want to go into more detail, but I'm trying to spoil anything. But all I can say right now is this will be my probably it's tied together for at least my second best movie of 2016 so far. So with that, I'm going to give Monster Calls a 9.75 out of 10 with little to no flaws. It's definitely one of my favorite films of 2016, and I can't wait to own it on Blu-rays when it comes out. What did you guys think of a Monster Calls? Comment below, and if you like what you see here, you can check out more of my reviews on my channel, and I'll be seeing you in my next review. I'll see you later.